Shore and McKnight, presented by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. So glad you're with us here today, and certainly hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving yesterday.
I had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Spent it with family down in Headland, Alabama. Ate too much. Did not watch, but just a little bit of football through the weekend. Not much.
Oh, okay.
Not much at all through the holiday anyway. And back at it today.
Yep.
At Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We are in Prattville this morning. A little bit cloudy out there. But if you're getting ready for Black Friday and you've got one of those who gets all the circulars from the newspaper and circles everything, and I got to be here, and when do they open? Make sure you put in your little red circles on Black Friday a trip to Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Yep, that's exactly right, Barry. We've been telling all of our viewers and listeners it's been Black Friday all November long. But, you know, November's quickly about to flip to December. So not only do we have Black Friday savings, Barry, but as we'd like to tell people, end of the month. You have the advantage, ladies and gentlemen, because they want to meet and exceed these sales goals, which they normally do, but they certainly want to sell more vehicles before the end of the month. How do they do that? By giving you the absolute lowest prices anywhere in Central Alabama, heck, anywhere in the Southeast. And yeah, go ahead and write the price you want on a little piece of paper and slide it across the table. I'm telling you, I like your chances. You've got the advantage here during the end of the month savings. And what about 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokees up to 10 grand off or 0% for 72 months?
John, that's not just one or two. I'm looking out here right now at the front lot. There's still plenty in the back.
Yep.
With all different kinds of Jeep Cherokees, lots of different colors.
Yep.
Few style differences here. This red Jeep right beside us, beautiful vehicle, and you can save literally thousands upon thousands of dollars.
That would look good zipping down University Boulevard tomorrow before the Iron Bowl. It's kind of an Alabama crimson. You could be styling there at the game. How about this, though, Barry? We all know, well, you should by now, that Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram here in Prattville is the #1 volume Ram dealer, not only in Alabama, but also in the Panhandle of Florida. How about that?
There's so many people who live in the Panhandle. John knows people. I've got family down there. It's time to buy your Chrysler, your Dodge, or your Jeep, or your Ram. They said, okay, we're ready.
Right here.
Let's head across the state line and go to Montgomery, because that's where everybody I know around here in Northwest Florida goes, and why not?
You're exactly right, Barry. New 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorns. I mean, that is the most popular Ram truck out there. You can get one for up to $14,000 off MSRP or 4.9% APR for 72 months. So many to choose from. It's not 3 or 4 they're trying to move off the lot, folks. The selection is incredible. In the front of the dealership, on the sides, and the rear, they are packed with Ram 1500 Bighorn pickups, and you can save up to 14 grand at the #1 volume Ram dealer in the Panhandle of Florida and the state of Alabama, right here in Prattville. Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
What's not to like about this long weekend? There were football games yesterday. Why in the world the Chicago Bears head coach is still the Chicago Bears head coach is beyond me. The Egg Bowl is tonight. It wasn't even yesterday. There was NFL action. The big games, and there are 3 of them this week. 3 big games. Of course, the Iron Bowl. Looking forward to that. The Troy Trojans take on the Southern Miss Golden Eagles tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And Jacksonville Jaguars, Houston Texans got them in Jacksonville on Sunday. Of course, it's the Jaguars' constant start time, noon on Sunday. And it's big because this may be the last decent chance that Jags have to win a football game.
Well, Barry, the Texans coming off a tough loss.
Yes.
I think the Titans beat them, kind of unexpected there. Saints, we have a 3:05 kick Sunday. Yeah, we got the afternoon window playing the Rams.
Yeah.
So that had something to do with it. So, we're in the afternoon on Sunday. Looking forward to that. Barry, I did watch a little football yesterday. Anybody that had Detroit and you're feeling great, you're laying some points, but you're not caring because you're up big. And the next thing you know, it's 23-20. And Chicago's getting in field goal range.
They're driving.
But they pooped the bed.
They pooped. There may not be a greater instance of a coach pooping the bed. All they got to do is get a field goal
Yeah.
to tie.
Sure.
We're watching it. We're among family, but we got the sound down.
Oh,
We're not listening to it, but we're watching it. And I'm thinking, all right, they're in position. Holy smokes, the Bears are going to force overtime here.
Mhm.
They had a timeout.
Oh, yeah.
They had about 25 seconds. They get to the line of scrimmage. They're looking around. They're Omaha, this and that. And I'm looking at the screen and I'm thinking, you boys better go now.
Better quit Omaha and snap it.
And they snapped it. And he take a little time. Caleb Williams in the pocket, looking around. The clock's tick, tick, tick. And he throws downfield, overthrows his receiver at the 5. It wasn't even in the end zone. And the clock goes to zeros. And afterwards, the Bears head coach, Matt Eberflus, said, we did exactly what we wanted to do. I wouldn't change a thing. It was great. We just didn't execute. No, you got a timeout? Throw something to the well, at least, number one, show a little bit of urgency. Number two, throw it to about the 20-yard line, kick your field goal, and keep going. You know? Oh, my gosh, this is professional football with supposedly professional coaches. You see somebody out there at, I don't know, Buddy Watson Park in the YMCA league or Capitol Heights or something like that. Coach does something like that. Yeah. Mamas and the daddies are going to crawl his behind.
He's going to hear about that. Kind of reminded me of the SEC championship game, Alabama, Georgia, when Georgia throws it down about the 5 and the clock runs out.
That was one of the best football games I ever saw in my whole life. And at the end, you're like,
what happened?
Why'd you do that? They wanted you to do that. They were playing for you to do that. And you went ahead and did that. Why?
Watched a little bit of that, saw the end of that. You know, the Cowboys, after I could tell they were going to win the game, I wasn't interested anymore because the Giants are so bad. And so I missed, didn't focus in on that. I did watch some of the Dolphin-Green Bay game just to see how Tua would be affected by the cold weather. They went to commercial. And then I stumbled across BBC America having a Bond marathon, so I was locked in.
Yeah, Tua, you're on your own from here on out. Wear some hand warmers.
So I fell asleep to the Bond marathon, and here we are today, the Friday before the Iron Bowl. And I was thinking maybe it's just the way these seasons have played out. But yesterday kind of being a day for family, and you're just kind of not really thinking about business and all that kind of good stuff. And I'm thinking, it just doesn't feel like Iron Bowl week.
It really hasn't. It really hasn't all week long because there's no national championship implications. Heck, there's no Southeastern Conference implications. If Auburn wins, they get to go to a bowl game. Auburn fans are amped, so to speak. I mean, hey, we can go to a bowl. I don't even know. I don't even think Birmingham is a thing. But Memphis, Nashville, something like that. Alabama fans, the only angst they've got right now is not, I hope we win our bowl game. It's like, please don't let us lose to the Aubs. I know we lost to Vanderbilt. That was embarrassing as heck. Couldn't show myself around I was about to say the office, but around the place of business for 2 days. Losing to Oklahoma, my gosh, we were horrendous. But losing to the Aubs, that's all there. This is all that's left of any sort of a faint shred of accomplishment for Alabama fans. So you're right. The run up to this, it's like crickets.
I guess, Barry, maybe there again, you're right. No SEC implications, no national championship, no playoffs, some bowl game they'll end up going to with probably a few less players that'll be on the roster tomorrow. I have a feeling there'll be some opt-outs and some transfers and whatnot, which will be happening all across the country.
Which I like, which is fine. I mean, if you don't want to play, you don't have to play and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're not begging you.
What I don't want, and I think I've seen it before in Alabama or some other places, what I don't want is for them to opt out and then be cavorting around on the sidelines with the team jersey on and your sweatpants. And when somebody scores, you're dapping them and doing the Trump and all that. I don't want that.
Yeah, if you've opted out, you've opted out. You're out.
OWT.
Yeah, there's no need for you to be hanging around. I guess, Barry, one thing, though, I saw this earlier in the week, that they've only played the Iron Bowl 14 times in Tuscaloosa, and the series is tied 7 apiece. You know, Auburn, I don't think Alabama had beaten Auburn in Tuscaloosa till Saban showed up.
He's the only one that ever did. He's the only Alabama coach to ever to beat Auburn in Tuscaloosa. Nobody else ever has. I've got to give a shout out here. This is interesting stuff. My compatriot Craig Stevenson, who writes for AL.com and was he covers South Alabama mostly and a little bit of Troy. He has 10. This is actually from this morning, I believe, or yesterday. 10 Iron Bowl facts, stats, and oddities you might not know. And that's one of them. Only one Alabama coach has ever beaten Auburn in Tuscaloosa. He was 6-1 against the Tigers at Bryant-Denny. Did you know?
I'm interested to see how many of these I might know.
Did you know Auburn has beaten Alabama by more than 10 points once in the last 50 years?
Malzahn did it.
That was when Jalen Hurts started for Alabama. I remember that because that's who Alabama fans blame for losing that game in Jordan-Hare, 26-14.
Yeah.
That is Auburn's most decisive win in the Iron Bowl since 1969. How about this?
And the score in 69 was, I think it was a rout.
That was a bad year.
That was a bad year for Coach Bryant. You know, I was thinking about going to the Dolphins or something around that time. All right, what else we got?
How about this? Number 4, conclusions, oddities, rarely known facts, and statistics. Number 4, Alabama rarely beats a good Auburn team in the Iron Bowl. The Crimson Tide's last 16 wins in the Iron Bowl, 16, came against Auburn teams that had won 8 or fewer games that season.
Yep.
The last time Alabama beat a 9 or better win Auburn team was 1994, when Gene Stallings' Crimson Tide won 21-14 over a Tigers team that finished 9-1-1 under Terry Bowden. I remember because it was a swing pass to Dennis Riddle, left side.
Correct.
Quentin Reese overran it, and there you go.
Freddie Kitchens drove him down the field. Threw it to trying to back out of the backfield.
Dennis Riddle.
Yep. I was standing in the back of the end zone. That game was at Legion Field, and I'll never forget because I was standing right next to Paul Feinbaum, and we walked onto the field and around to that end zone, and people were wanting to throw bottles at not me, of course, but at Paul. And I remember that play developing, and Riddle just walked in the end zone basically.
Yeah, one juke, and there was clear sailing.
You're right. The 89 game, Auburn wins by 10 there, and they're what, 2 losses?
Yeah, 8-2 at that time, something like that. But Auburn, the Crimson Tide rarely beats a good Auburn team in the Iron Bowl. I did not know. Alabama's current Iron Bowl winning streak, 4 in a row.
Yep.
Alabama's current Iron Bowl winning streak is its longest since Bryant, back in those famous years when they beat Auburn 9 years in a row from 1973 to 1981. In addition to the Crimson Tide's 9-gamer under Bryant, Auburn won 6 straight from 2002 to 2007. And 5 in a row from 1954 to 1958.
So let me get this straight, Barry. Alabama's on a 4-game winning streak?
Correct.
So is this the thumb game?
This is the thumb game. This is what Bama fans, don't give me any guff about this because you know it deep within your heart. This is what you guys have left on your
thumb game
totem pole this year.
The meat pole.
Yeah, the meat pole is to well, even when we had a terrible year, and Bama fans, to them an 8-3 year is a terrible year. Even when we had a terrible year, we still beat the Yawps. If they lose that game, gnashing of teeth, wailing, tearing of clothes.
It's just one of the scenarios that we talked about earlier in the week. I think this is a really big 2 to 3 week stretch for Kalen DeBoer. Obviously, tomorrow afternoon in Tuscaloosa is where it starts. Then you got signing day coming up. Then you got the transfer portal window. Then you got that time period where you got opt-outs. Coach, don't think I want to go down to the Real Quest Camping World Bowl. Not real interested in that. So you got to figure out who your roster is going to be made up of for your worthless, meaningless bowl game. And then possibly you've got some additions or subtractions on your coaching staff. So the next 2 or 3 weeks, I think are really, and probably, what do you think is more important in the eyes of, I don't want to say most Bama fans, but you know the ones I'm talking about. Is it winning the game tomorrow or making sure that they keep this top 3 recruiting class together?
I would say top 3 recruiting class together. There is that. Kirk, by the way, hey to everybody, Kirk and Way Offsides Jeff, John Dent, Terrence, Ty, our buddy Les from down in Ozark pointed out that Stallings retired right after the 94 Iron Bowl. That Dennis Riddle touchdown catch was the last score
they went to the Outback Bowl and he beat Michigan.
Somebody actually.
I was actually at that game.
Yeah, I was about to say. Bogarted his way into the maize and blue tailgate.
No, that was the Orange Bowl. That was the Orange Bowl.
I stand corrected.
Yeah.
There we go. Also, Kirk, very easy, very easy. He says some trivia, everybody. D1 quarterback, became an actor. Father was a Heisman Trophy winner. People may remember him for his starring role in the long-running series NCIS. But I remember Mark Harmon more for his epic his epic movie with, I think it was Kirstie Alley, called Summer School.
Yes.
Remember, he was having to teach summer school to a bunch of kids. One of them's name was Chainsaw. Oh, man, how in the world that escaped Oscar nomination. Mark Harmon is an easy one. He was a quarterback at UCLA.
Did he actually ever play, or was he just on the
He was
roster?
good. No,
he
was
wow,
good.
I didn't know that.
He was really good.
Awesome.
Played quarterback them to at least one Rose Bowl, I know.
Well, let me tell you what else is good, Bear. It's the Black Friday sales event. It's been going on all month here at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. But here we are at the end of the month. Advantage Car Buyer, they want to meet and exceed the sales goals.
Yep.
How do they do it? By getting you in the vehicle of your choice. And go ahead and slide that piece of paper across the table with the price you want to pay. I like your chances. 2024 Jeep Wrangler Altitudes up to $11,000 off for 0% APR for 72 months. What about this? They've got great deals on the 2024 Jeep Wrangler Sierra up to $11,000 off here at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's Alabama's largest volume Ram dealer, and you can throw in the Panhandle of Florida as well because they're selling more than those guys down there too.
Come on by. We've got lots to do during our live show. Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports, the Phantom with a special Turkey Day release. Also, we're going to get in touch with Ralph Michaels from the Gold Sheet. And remember, the clock is ticking on our Dreamland Pick 3 as well. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight in conjunction with Yellowhammer News. From Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Prattville, Alabama, it's Longshore and McKnight, presented by Bud Light.
Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service, no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair warranty. Hands Heating and Air is here for you 24/7, 365. And service is not just something they do, it's their way of operating, for you in mind. All of Hands employees are trained to adhere to this standard. They work hard to ensure that this standard is maintained, and they are constantly looking for new ways to better serve you. Call Hands Heating and Air today at 508-5382. That's 508-5382, or find them on the web at 834hands.com.
Welcome to the holidays. They're officially here. Time for tradition, family gatherings, meals, and the annual scramble of searching for those last-minute gifts. Speaking of gifts, this season Budweiser's got your back. Head to the store right now and look for our Thanksgiving week specials. Why go all over town looking for that perfect gift when Budweiser takes care of everyone in one convenient ice-cold package? When you stock up on Budweiser with our Thanksgiving week specials, you'll have plenty to share with your friends and family. They'll all appreciate that Budweiser's brewed the hard way and has been for 140 years. We use the finest barley, malt, and hops grown in Idaho and Germany. We don't take any shortcuts when we're brewing. That's our tradition. So make the most of your holidays. Stop by your local store now for our Thanksgiving week specials. Grab enough Budweiser for yourself, your friends, and your family. It's a new holiday tradition everyone can enjoy together. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Enjoy all the food, drink, fun, and winning at Victoryland. An elevated entertainment value, the best overall casino experience, and the highest jackpot payouts makes Victoryland the place to be. Go to Victoryland.com to find out more about their incredible giveaways, daily promotions, and free play opportunities. 777 Casino, simulcast thoroughbred, and greyhound racing are all within a short drive from anywhere in the Southeast. Victoryland, I-85, exit 22, Shorter, Alabama. At Victoryland, you can be a winner too.
Make sure you head on out there. I know a lot of people have the day off today. I noticed that driving up here to Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Bear, is anybody working today? I mean, the interstate was like nobody wanted.
Yeah, now's a great time to get out and get your Black Friday shopping done, particularly here at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. They're open at Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry. I know that for a fact.
Yep, the big blowout deal. The pre-Thanksgiving blowout continues today, but it wraps up tomorrow, Barry. Tomorrow's the last day of the pre-Thanksgiving blowout deal. Every item in the store, crazy, wacky blowout priced. Mary Ann's going to join us in the next hour to give us a little more detail on this huge event. But, man, what are you waiting on? 2 more days out at Marguerite's that you can save hundreds, even thousands on the best quality jewelry in the river region. They make it. They really make it at Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry, 8163 Vaughn Road in Peppertree. All right, as you mentioned, our lineup today, Lee Sterling a little bit later on this hour, the Phantom at the top of the next hour, Ralph Michaels from Wager Talking the Gold Sheet at the bottom of the next hour. But, Bear, I know we've got some things on the Victoryland 777 topic wheel we can get to today as we kind of sprinkle in some stuff throughout the morning here live at Stivers. Obviously, the Iron Bowl is the big thing this weekend. Yep. I guess it's the big thing. Well, Alabama still hovering around an 11.5-point favorite.
I'm not sure. Is it the big thing? I mean, it's ABC, sure, 2:30 in the afternoon, Tuscaloosa, Iron Bowl. But it's how Sean McDonough, who I like.
Yeah, he's good.
He's not the, the A-list guy, but I like Sean. What in God's green earth is Greg McElroy doing the color for that game for?
Well,
I mean, how about somebody unbiased? Without any.
They're kind of the team. They work together. I can't tell you who the sideline reporter
Molly
is.
McGrath.
I guess that they don't ever split them up, but I do find that a little unusual. Of course, Greg played in several Iron Bowls, won a big one at Jordan-Hare in 2009.
Yeah, thanks. Well, that wasn't the one with the
That's when Julio was making all those illegal plays, the Shadow used to tell us.
Yeah, one where it got Roy Upchurch open in the corner. I think there was one Iron Bowl where Alabama was blowing Auburn out. They let McElroy come in right at the last.
Yeah, that was
throws a bomb. And,
that was the Bryant Denny beatdown. I think that was Tuberville's last game.
Yeah, that was his last one. Yeah.
McElroy throws a pass in the coffin corner of the end zone.
He was just in the game. He wasn't a starter, I think, anyway. So
yeah, they kind of rubbing it in a
calling
little
that
bit.
one.
Yeah.
But that's not the A-list team for what you would think would be the A-list game. On 6:30 tomorrow night from College Station, Texas and Texas A&M, Fowler, Herb Street, Hawley Row. What are they doing? This is a big one, and there's a couple of reasons why this is a big one. Winner of this one, I think the winner of this one, makes the SEC championship game against Georgia. They haven't played in forever, which is a travesty. Texas A&M has been in the SEC, 16 years? How many times have they played in the SEC championship game? if Texas wins this one, they play in their very first year. You think those Aggies want that?
Well, do you think Ole Miss wants it, or Kentucky, or some of these other teams that have
Vanderbilt.
never been?
Yeah,
I don't think Bama fans are too happy about it either, with
But
Texas just
A&M.
waltzing on in here, possibly making it to Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
I'll say this, Barry, if Auburn and Alabama were undefeated, maybe this would have been the primetime game, but I think ABC had this one circled months ago. The
Yeah,
reunion, they're getting back together.
Hate each other.
Yeah, unless these two teams were both 500, I think this game was at night because, I guess those two schools are going to get a few more eyeballs than Auburn and Alabama would. Who knows? We'll see. But I will tell you this, Barry, even though the game might not be living up to some of the billing and hype that we've experienced in years past, don't fret, because the Iron Bowl preview show will be tomorrow at 11 a.m. on CBS 8.
Yes.
So you make sure you get ready for the Iron Bowl. If you're not heading up to the game, or even if you are, watch us during your tailgate in T-Town, 11 a.m., 1 hour pregame. Lindsey Bonner and myself will bring you all the action, the updates, and the news, getting ready for the Iron Bowl. That's at 11 a.m. tomorrow on CBS 8. Then the game is on ABC 32 at 2:30.
That's must watch.
How
right
about
there.
that?
That is must watch.
Yeah.
Love that one. I know there's going to be a lot of people checking that out. They're bringing up Mark Harmon, what he played in Battle of the Network Stars.
Oh, geez.
I used to love that. How he was doing the play-by-play.
Yeah.
He'd be interviewing people.
And some of those female network stars,
I'm telling you.
those outfits they had on.
They had
wow.
my two favorite, and I was a young boy
Woo.
full of testosterone at
Yeah.
that time, just barely post-pubescent. And there were two things about the Battle of the Network Stars that I love. One of them was the swimming competition.
Uh-huh.
The other one was the dunking booth.
Yes. I think the water was cold in both those.
The Linda Carter swimsuit in the
Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
She played Wonder Woman.
My gosh, the Linda Carter swimsuit in the swimming competition, and that little canoeing thing with the inflatable boats across the
Yes.
swimming pool.
Oh, yeah.
That was a pivotal moment in my adolescence.
Yeah.
And the other one, I couldn't tell you whatever else Heather Thomas starred in. She was one of those things like Heather Locklear and
Heather
Morgan
Thomas.
Fairchild and Victoria
Was she like the
Principal.
fall guy?
I think you may be right.
How about that?
I do know that Heather Locklear was an improbable looking uniform cop in TJ Hooker.
Yeah. You ever
But-
seen a cop look like that?
No, Heather Thomas was in something or whatever. She was only really well known for her turn atop the dunking booth
Yes.
in her Lycra
Correct.
bathing suit. Battle of the Network Stars. It was great. Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
good. You are
Yeah,
right
so
about
there
that.
you go.
All
Anyway,
right. Do
what-
we have anything on the Victorine 777 topic wheel? I believe we do.
let's-
And I'm going to space it out a little bit today because I know we got a lot going on here on the program, and certainly want to throw up a couple of topics today about not only the Iron Bowl, but there's certainly other, it is some other games going on out there.
Yeah,
this week.
tough one last night for my guy, John Sumrall.
Yeah, I did see a little bit of that. I'm
Mm.
watching kind of bits and pieces.
They were down big early.
Memphis seems to be pretty good.
Yeah, well, Troy played Memphis in week 2 of the year up in Memphis. I'll never forget because the Liberty Bowl was under construction and half the stadium was gone. Memphis is pretty good. They got a fifth-year quarterback named Seth Hennigan who knows what he's doing. Anyway, Tulane
He
loses.
set a record last night.
Did he?
Like the American AAC passing leader.
He's been there forever. I mean, he's been the starter there forever. Memphis wins it 34-24. The Tulane campaign to be the group of 5 representative in the college football playoff is
Yeah,
pretty much over.
they're going to a bowl game. It looks like so. will not be in the playoff, unfortunately.
Well, there's some good stuff today, and it starts early. Am I right here?
Yeah,
All
there are a ton of Friday games.
Yeah, there are. I mean, like weirdly populated with Friday games. Oklahoma and let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them start at 11 o'clock this morning. Oklahoma State at Colorado, Oregon State at Boise State, Minnesota at Wisconsin, Navy at East Carolina, Miami of Ohio at Bowling Green, Ball State at Ohio.
Georgia Tech tonight.
Mississippi State and Ole Miss, the Egg Bowl this afternoon. Georgia and Georgia Tech tonight, ABC at 6:30. This is great.
Yeah, I love it. Didn't like, it wasn't Oklahoma, Nebraska, but it was like Colorado, Nebraska. When they were the Big Eight,
Right.
they'd always play on Friday. Because we were talking about this the other day, Barry. Some of our younger viewers and listeners,
Yeah.
believe it or not, the college football season did not start. Week 1 was like the middle of September.
Yeah, like the 14th.
Yeah, it wasn't Labor Day weekend.
It
So
wasn't
that-
the week before Labor Day weekend, I guarantee you that.
So the last regular season game sometimes would fall into the month of December. I can vividly remember the Iron Bowl being played on December 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. So it went into the month of December. So that's also when Nebraska and Oklahoma would play that weekend.
Right.
Ohio State, Nebraska that weekend. So I believe Nebraska played Colorado the Friday after Thanksgiving. Then the next week, they would play Oklahoma the next week. I do remember those two teams squaring off on Fridays a lot.
I'm going to tear up because that was college football
That was back in
at
its
its
heyday.
finest.
But there's some good ones today. You're right. A lot of them at 11 o'clock, a lot of early kicks. So if you need to make a phone call to place a wager, make sure you get that in before 11 a.m. today.
Also, there is college basketball today, some ranked teams. The Florida Gators at home against Wichita State, Ole Miss at home, Kentucky at home tonight. Troy, of course, is at home this afternoon against Merrimack. That's a 1 o'clock start time in the finale of the Trojan Turkey tip-off at Trojan Arena. I'll have the telecast for that one beginning at 1 on ESPN Plus. So there's tons today.
There
Lots of
is.
stuff.
I had a couple of questions here. First, Danny from Margaritaville asked, has Alabama ever lost a game the week before the Iron Bowl? Says he's asking for a friend. We talked about this with Rodney Orr. They played Notre Dame the week before they played Auburn one year in South Bend and got
Right.
beat. I do remember that one vividly. But any other team that they've lost to, maybe the before the Rory Turner, was it the guy?
Rory Turner.
Rory Turner waxed the dude.
Which is a crazy game. This is why John double clutches, because in the lore of Bama people,
Yep.
this is one of those with two names. It's the wrong way bow game, and some people do call it the Rory Turner I wax the dude game, because Auburn had a chance to win it at the 1 yard line. And Rory Turner stoned, I think, Brent Fullwood, which is
Yeah.
not the first time Brent Fullwood and the word stoned have been used in the same sentence. And I mean, somebody asked Rory Turner after the game
Oh, yeah.
and said, "Tell me about that play, Rory." And he said, "I waxed the dude."
Sure.
That was it. That was also when Bo was supposed to block
Yeah.
and he went the wrong way. He was a freshman. Why in the world Bo Jackson is a blocking back
Yeah.
with the game on the line? Somebody explain
Somebody
that to me.
messed that up. Yeah, you don't let Bo block. John wants to know about, I don't remember this, Barry, the Egg Bowl game that the player scored and did
The
the
dog?
dog in the end zone.
Yeah, I remember that. It was I think it was the Ole Miss guy who scored. Gosh, it had, in my way of thinking, it feels like it was like 4 or 5 years ago, which means it was 10 or 11 years ago. Yeah, the Ole Miss guy scored, big score or a big sack or something like that
Yeah.
in the end zone. And he did the Brian Cox all fours, hiked a leg on the quarterback.
Yes.
They threw the flag.
Sure.
15-yard penalty, automatic first down, drive continues, and Mississippi State wins it.
I do, yes, because
Yeah.
Brian Cox did it. It was the Bears against the Dolphins on Monday night.
Yeah.
First time I ever saw that. But
And John was a big fan.
I thought, man.
All right.
Yeah. Love it. Hey, how about this one? Ty said it was Heather Thomas that played on the Fall Guy. And did you guys ever have any of those posters you could buy at Spencer's?
I had the Farrah Fawcett. I would be lying to our public if I told you I did not have the Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah.
I had the Farrah Fawcett. My brother Mike and I shared a room, and I'm 9 years older than him. I was like junior, senior in high school. He was still in grade school. And he appreciated that Farrah Fawcett poster just as much as I did.
Oh,
I
I
had
bet.
that thing for years.
You know, I did not have a
I
Farrah
had
Fawcett
that. I
poster
had it.
as a young kid. I had some football kind of players and whatnot, but a lot of my friends had the Farrah Fawcett poster. I think it's probably the most popular poster that's ever been printed, from what I heard. All right, when we return, Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports is going to join us here on our Friday Iron Bowl edition of of Longshore and McKnight, presented by Bud Light. We're live here at Stivers Ford in Prattville.
Chrysler.
Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Prattville. Stivers Ford is in Montgomery, where 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokees up to $10,000 off or 0% for 72 months. 0%. Can you get any better than 0%?
0% is the gold standard of any incentives you can possibly have. You are not paying for the money that you are being lent to buy that vehicle.
Yeah.
Free money.
Free money.
Free
money. If you're looking for maybe a vehicle that's a little bit more heavy duty, they've got the Ram 2500s. The Ram 2500 Laramie package up to $14,000 off right here at the number one volume Ram dealer in the Panhandle of Florida and the entire state of Alabama, right here in Prattville, Alabama at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. And 2024 Jeep Wrangler Altitudes up to $11,000 off or 0% for 72 months. So many different choices, so many great deals. And I'm not talking about 3 or 4 that they're trying to move off the lot. Every vehicle during the Black Friday sales event is red tagged, saving you thousands.
He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. Here in Prattville, it's Longshore and McKnight, presented by Bud Light. And what do you say? Let's keep going.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, we'll see.
How about another one of these from Craig Stevenson, AL.com. 10 Iron Bowl facts, stats, and oddities you might not know. I love trivia.
Yep, lay them on me.
Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson's Iron Bowl rushing stats are truly eye-popping. He is the only player in Iron Bowl history to rush for 100 yards in 4 games.
Okay.
No one else has more than 2. He rushed for 114 as a freshman, 256 against Alabama as a sophomore, 118 as a junior, and 142 during his Heisman Trophy winners. He has his 1983 yardage total, 256 yards as a sophomore in the Iron Bowl, was a record that was broken in 2015 by Derrick Henry, who had 271 against Auburn in 2015. 271. Get him out of the game.
No kid.
Running up the score. Bo's 6 career Iron Bowl touchdowns is one short of the Iron Bowl record of 7 set by Alabama's Sean Alexander. Now, he had 6 touchdowns rushing.
Yeah.
But he also had a touchdown catch in the Iron Bowl.
What year was that?
As well. Sean Alexander played in the Iron Bowl from 1996 to 1999. And he had 7 touchdowns, which is a total Iron Bowl record.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah. That is extremely.
And finally, one more. Hopefully a break's coming. One more. There has never been a punt return touchdown in the modern Iron Bowl, which the Iron Bowl only got really started back in, 1948?
Yeah, there's been some block punts. We know about that, but never been a punt return for a touchdown.
Yeah.
We do know there's been an ill-fated field goal attempt that went back for a touchdown.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Any kickoff returns for a touchdown?
I don't think so.
I would think that would be in that column.
Somebody let us know about kick return.
That is very
right.
interesting.
We'll
Very
take another
interesting.
crack at it here with a commercial break from Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Prattville. It's Longshore and McKnight, presented by Bud Light.
I tell you what, we might do a live Marguerites. How about that?
Let's do that.
Let's do that live Marguerites real quick. See
All
what
right.
we got.
Marguerite
I'm gonna check this
exquisite
camera
jewelry.
while we're doing that.
Yeah. See if we can fix that. Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry, their pre-Thanksgiving blowout sale ends today. Every item in the store, wacky, crazy, blowout priced at Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry, 8163 Vaughn Road at Pepper Tree. Layaway for Christmas. That's a wonderful idea. Not only get those great deals, but also be able to start the layaway for Christmas shopping, which is coming up. The pre-Thanksgiving blowout gets as many of the items as they can out of the store for them to start stocking the new Christmas items. For instance, half-carat diamond studs today to end the pre-Thanksgiving blowout, just $99. The diamond bezel bracelet, just $99 as well. You can get a custom name necklace in sterling silver for just $49. The baby diamond cross necklace with 6 natural diamonds, just $299. And that is beautiful. Plus, you can get 1 carat diamond rings, yellow or white gold, for $499. Plus, during the blowout sale, it is 60% off all diamonds. 60% off. And again, the pre-Thanksgiving blowout goes until the end of the day today. It's extended hours through the blowout sale, but also extended hours throughout the entire holidays at Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry, Pepper Tree Center next to Chappie's Deli, 8163 Vaughn Road. We are live here at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville. I'm Barry McKnight. Jaguars and the Texans, Sunday afternoon. Boy, if we don't get a win, we may never get a win.
Yeah, this is your time. It's either now or never,
as Elvis
once
was saying.
So yeah, we're here with us this morning as we're live from Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Lee, good morning. How you doing today?
Good. I'm actually at home for the first time ever, not in the office. So just finished an incredible Thanksgiving and not going into the office today. So
I don't blame you.
I don't blame you as well. It's a happy day, Thanksgiving and all that, but it's kind of a poignant day as well. Today is our last show of Dovember, Lee.
Right. Oh. Yeah, tomorrow starts Double Down December. So finishing up the month, hopefully really strong. Had a 3-0 day yesterday.
There's some people out there, if they had a bad day yesterday, they're trying to double down today. I can promise you that.
So had a great Thanksgiving, 3-0. It was great being with family. Hopefully you guys did the same. And 3-0 day hopefully leads us into a great Friday. I can't hear you at all. I can't hear you. We'll try.
Did the mics die?
I don't know if Lee can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah,
you now.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
There, I can
Yeah,
hear you.
Here
now.
we go. Now everything seems to be back in,
All right.
in order.
No.
We'll try to get Lee going here.
Yeah, we
Get him
had it
back.
for a second. All right, so let's see if we can get this thing moving again. Lee Sterling will join us again in just a moment. Here
Yep.
live at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville. We'll try and get Lee Sterling reestablished here.
Yeah, I was able to make it to the bathroom and back. I am still pretty quick there, Danny. You're right about that. I could zip in and zip out with no problem. So, yeah, we got that done real quick. And as I said, it is Black Friday here, not only here at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, but really everywhere. It's all over the place. And I know a lot of people are out and about with Black Friday going on. You got to be careful out there because there's a lot of crazy folks going around trying to get these big deals. And, I'm not one of these people that's going to stand in line at 4 a.m. for a place to open up for Black Friday. Nah, not going to do that.
No, not me.
Do you know anybody that does that?
I do. They were talking about it yesterday. Not my deal. Not my thing. Let's try again.
Let's try Lee Sterling.
Paramount Sports. I think we got it ironed out, Lee. We've got.
Sorry about that. We're talking Notre Dame at Southern Cal, with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish are a 7.5-point road favorite.
Yeah. So I like Notre Dame here. USC, got to give them credit. They came back against UCLA, but UCLA is the paper tiger here. I think they might have just been happy at that point. I think they made a mistake switching quarterbacks. I would have stayed with Miller Moss. He was not the problem. I thought the play calling and the defense in key situations was the problem. So he just happened to be the fall guy. I like Notre Dame big here. It would have been kind of fun to see them lose. They're 5th in the polls, 7th in the college football playoff poll, but it would have been great, helped out some SEC teams, but I don't see it here. I think Notre Dame, even on the road, wins this game here 30-17.
30-17.
Okay, I agree with that. I disagree with getting Miller Moss out of there. You've got to show him some faith.
So tonight, Lee, and I kind of had to take a double take here because I wasn't really sure that this game, or didn't really know it was tonight, but Georgia Tech going in between the hedges to take on the Georgia Bulldogs. The Dogs a 19.5-point favorite at home against the Ramblin' Wreck.
I think it might be too much. I mean, this Georgia offense has not been right the entire season. So are you just going to all of a sudden expect them to give you that Texas-like performance? I think the Georgia Tech offense is good. Since they found this freshman quarterback, they end up rotating quarterbacks now. He's mainly the passing quarterback. They have a different type of offense. They're more quick strike capability, throwing the football, which they never have had here. So I'm going to take the points here. I'm going to call for the shocker. Georgia Tech wins outright 31-28.
Whoa,
that is a shock.
This is your upset.
Man.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Woo. I don't think that's going to make the little lady very happy, but we'll take it. All right, who we got next? Tennessee at Vanderbilt.
Yep, Tennessee -11 in the matchup in Nashville. Lee, how does that strike you?
Diego Pavia, great story, and I hope he gets another year. He's great for Vanderbilt football, great for college football. I think the Tennessee front seven is going to be too much, and I think the running game from Tennessee with Sampson is just going to wear down Vanderbilt. They just don't have the depth. This is the time of year where they have problems. Tennessee big here, 38-21.
38-21. Yeah.
Gee whiz. I've kind of been pulling for Vanderbilt this year, but it might be too much.
Right.
Tomorrow night, these two teams, it's been a while since they played. Texas at Texas A&M. A lot of eyes on this game, a lot of SEC championship implications.
Yeah, so Texas A&M at home, tough out, especially at night. The crowd's going to be crazy. They've been waiting for this for a long time. They should play every year, just like Auburn and Alabama. Difference could come down to defense. Texas, number 2 in the country, allowing only 246 yards per game. Usually when you have a team that has a chance to win a game and get into the SEC championship game, top 20, top 30 defense, not the case with Texas A&M, ranked just 56, allowing 358 yards per game. We're going to go with Texas, 27-20.
27-20 the
How about those
Longhorns.
Aggies? Yeah, they've been in the league for like 14 years and they've never made it to the championship game. Texas
I do
goes in their first year.
they're a year or two away though. So
Yeah.
just
Okay.
happened a little quicker than they would have expected.
And not only if Texas goes, that's going to make a lot of other people that are teams in this league that have been around a long time not real happy that they just zip in year one
Right.
and make it to Atlanta. Interesting.
All right. Leading up to the Iron Bowl, Alabama an 11.5-point favorite against Auburn. How much of your opinion on this game is colored by just how surprisingly inept Alabama looked last week, Lee?
Sometimes it happens. This is one of the craziest seasons. I mean, I think you're going to see Alabama bounce back. I think Alabama will have a big game here. And I think you're going to see maybe the real Peyton Thorne. Peyton Thorne looked good for a half, maybe even close to 3/4 in the game last week. Very turnover prone. There's a reason why he left Michigan State and was not going to continue being their starter. So I think this is the game where everything falls apart for Auburn. So what you saw last week may not be what you see this week in the SEC. So many teams like Ole Miss, they have great weeks one week, horrible the next. So I'm looking for the bounce back here. We're going to go with Alabama here, 35-17 over Auburn.
Wow, big scoring game, 35-17. And I know you got a game you want our viewers and listeners to touch base with you on. That's Missouri and Arkansas getting together tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot of people can't figure this game out, but I think I've got the right side. I think it's an easy winner. First 10 callers, feeling generous. First 10 callers, call 800-400-9741. Get Missouri and Arkansas and me. 800-400-9741. Call that number. And you want to hop on board. Turkey Shootout, 15 games from today all the way through Monday night. 15 games. It's an instant download. You're ready to go. You want to hop on board. We've had some 13-2, 12-3, and 11-4 records just in the last 6 years on that promotion. So it's the one everyone's waiting for. The Turkey Shootout, 15 games, $97, just one place, ParamountSports.com.
Lee, have a fabulous Thanksgiving weekend. We got a lot of football to watch.
Yeah, we do, guys. You take care, be safe, and enjoy family and friends. All right?
I love it.
Thank you, buddy. Lee Sterling,
Thankful for him.
Paramount Sports. Check him out at ParamountSports.com.
All right, let's take a break.
Yep, let's do it.
In conjunction with Yellowhammer News, it's Longshore and McKnight, presented by Bud Light.
Hey, this is Barry McKnight from Longshore and McKnight, telling you about our friends at River Region Straw. You're not buying sticks or stems and pine cones. You're buying premium long needle pine straw from River Region Straw. Kenny and his staff have access to the best pine straw in the River Region, full of color, that'll last all season long. They've got locations in Montgomery, Prattville, and Auburn, and no order is too big or too small. From a few bales to an 18-wheeler trailer load, River Region Straw also has seasoned firewood for the cold days and nights ahead. Pickup is available, and your order can be delivered if you like. They can even spread your pine straw if that's what you want to have happen, for sure. Call or text Kenny today, 669-5959. That's 669-5959 for all of your pine straw and firewood needs at River Region Straw.
This isn't going to work. No matter what we say, some people still drive drunk. But we're Budweiser. Giving a damn is what we do. So, if you think it's okay to drive drunk, if you think it's something that's debatable, or you just simply don't care, this Bud is not for you. Give a damn. Don't drive drunk. Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Located just 8 miles north of Alabama's state capital, Capitol Hill features 3 18-hole championship courses. With more than 1,500 acres of golf and nature, the pure magnitude of this facility is amazing and allows each course to be drastically different from the others. Capitol Hill also features an innovative 360-degree driving range, 400 yards in diameter. Known by avid golfers as one of the most beautiful and challenging stops on the trail, Cambrian Ridge in Greenville lies just 40 miles from Montgomery. It is well worth the ride for any golfer looking for 27 holes of jaw-dropping golf. The greens have been redesigned to accommodate the higher green speed associated with our installation of the latest generation of ultra dwarf Bermuda grass. Both locations offer fully stocked pro shops with all the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com.
Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry is an Alabama-based, family-owned and operated business that specializes in dry cleaning and laundry, serving the River region since 1941. There are 12 convenient locations across the River region. Find one close to you or call 481-1911 for free pickup and delivery. For 83 years, Central Alabama has trusted Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry. You should too.
Top of the hour, and I think the Phantom is going to make an appearance. And I did want to touch on a little basketball.
I do
of course, Alabama won the other night against Rutgers, a game that I got to tell you, Barry, was a little tighter than I was expecting it to be.
Rutgers is Big Ten. They're good. They're legitimate.
They got a player. Is it Ron Harper's son who played with the Chicago Bulls?
Yes.
This guy's filling it up from the third row.
Yeah.
He's making like 30 a night.
Alabama's going to be fine. This is what's good. Couple of things. Number one, big shout out. We have a new record. In the first hour of our show, our buddy Kirk Lehman has chatted 21 times.
Love it, Kirk.
That is a new 1 hour record. 21. Kirk is like the talk show host.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, that's interesting. We'll see what happens.
You're the leader in the clubhouse, Kirk.
21 chats in the first hour. Kirk is from the beginning to the end.
Hey, Danny, you got to pick up your game, man. Kirk is, I'm telling you.
Danny says, hey, where will Hugh be going if they lose the Iron Bowl? Buc-ee's or whatever. Okay. Now, basketball.
Yeah.
It's interesting tonight after the Iron Bowl. If you're an Alabama fan, you can check out Oregon and Alabama on TNT. That's, I believe, the finale from out in
I'm a little surprised, Barry. They played
Vegas
Wednesday night. They beat Rutgers.
Yep.
And they're in Vegas till tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I mean, did they go through some buffet to eat Thanksgiving yesterday?
I'm sure it wasn't a buffet. It may have had.
Vegas is popular for a buffet.
Catered or something like
but
that.
I'm thinking, man, Wednesday night to Saturday, you got to spend Thanksgiving out in Vegas. So here's the other thing I thought about.
Okay.
What do you think the I don't know, rules and regulations are? When you go to a bowl game, they let you kind of go out, but then they have a curfew, and as you get closer to game time, that curfew gets shorter and shorter. I mean, you think the fellows were out rolling the bones in the casinos over the last couple of days?
Not only do I think they are, I think the casinos are, even if they lose, they win. I believe those guys are getting paid to be in the casino. They're getting paid to be there, and they're getting, paid to show up. They're getting paid to hit the roulette wheel or whatever.
I wonder, they're getting that NIL money, so they got a little change in their pocket going jing-a-ling-a-ling. So, why not go ahead and play some cards, shoot some dice, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
I was in New Orleans. I was talking about this yesterday. I was in New Orleans a couple of years ago. I think Oklahoma State was playing Ole Miss in the Sugar Bowl that year. And it was like the day before we were leaving, Oklahoma State showed up. And I remember being at a dice table there in New Orleans, and there's like 4 or 5 Oklahoma State players at the table with me,
including Bryant Big Country Reeves.
And I'm looking and going,
see it.
Man, what is this? And so you just don't, they had the gear on too. They weren't hiding it. I mean, you could tell all the Oklahoma State stuff as they were getting ready for their Sugar Bowl game against Ole Miss.
Just remember, they may have a little change in their pocket going jing-a-ling-a-ling. But don't hand me no lines.
No.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Keep
the
your
big
hands to
day
yourself.
for basketball, really. I mean, Oregon is fine for Alabama tonight. But the big day, that's right. Saturday night after the Iron Bowl. But the big day is Wednesday coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama and North Carolina from Chapel Hill. Auburn in Cameron Indoor Stadium against Duke next Wednesday.
Yep.
Give me some more of that.
So I
love
wonder this.
it.
The ACC SEC Challenge.
Yes.
It used to be the Big 12. I'm glad they've gone to the ACC.
Yeah. So
but why are we not doing it in January like we've done it in the past? Why are we doing it in December? I always wondered about that because I kind of
Television.
like that break during the regular season of the SEC schedule, but now we're doing it in December.
Mhm.
And here you got Alabama coming off a long road trip in Vegas. They got to come back to Tuscaloosa for a day or two. Then they got to fly up to Chapel Hill. Oh, I don't know. I guess they knew that when they made the schedules, but that could be a tough road. And of course, if you want to, I don't think you can double dip here because these games are, if they're not at the same time, they're close to the same tip.
Yeah, the Alabama game is at 6:15. Alabama, North Carolina is at 6:15. And the Auburn game, I just had that. This is why I love John. Hey, by the way, when is that thing? Let me go back and look. Yeah, that game is at 8:15.
Okay, well, okay.
That's on ESPN. So it's an ESPN back-to-back deal. I think the reason why they wanted to change it is to get it out of the middle of the SEC schedule. Because face it, when you're playing SEC games, the fan interest is high.
Mm-hmm.
When you've got historically Coppin State
Yep.
and Mississippi Valley State, you want to kind of jazz that up a little bit. This year, it's a great schedule. So, yeah.
All right, we are here at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Prattville, where Price sells cars. The Black Friday sales event continues. But, Barry, you only got 2 more days because November, well, after tomorrow, we're flipping to December. December 1st is on Sunday. So get ready, folks, because you got 2 days to take advantage of these incredible deals. End of the month savings for you as well. Advantage Car Buyer. They want to meet and exceed these monthly sale goals. How do they do it? By selling you a Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram at the absolute lowest prices, saving you thousands and thousands of dollars. Look, if you want to go around to other car dealerships today during Black Friday or tomorrow, knock yourself out. Kick a few tires, whatever.
It's human nature. I get it.
You're going to end up right back here.
Yeah.
Right back here's where you're going to end up.
And you don't have to sneak in, wait until John and Barry clear out before you duck in or look around the light pole and say, hey, I'm back. Is that okay? Of course, we kind of expect it.
Sure.
It's human nature. But we always welcome you back because we knew you were going to be back anyway, right?
Yep. You can save a lot of money at Alabama's and the Panhandle of Florida's largest volume Ram dealer. It's right here in Prattville at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Yeah. Kirk, by the way, up to 23 now.
Boom.
He's had 2 in the last 2 minutes. That man is running his own show over there. I love it on our chat line. Well, it's about that time. Let's take a break. I think we're short one.
Probably shorter break.
Let's take a break right here. When we come back, the Phantom live from Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville in association with Yellowhammer News. It's Longshore and McKnight presented by Bud Light.
Let's talk about our friends at Stivers Ford Lincoln in Montgomery. Is there a certain Ford car, truck, or SUV that piques your interest, but you're not quite sure if it fits into your budget? Or perhaps you want to upgrade your current vehicle, but you absolutely refuse to deal with the same old, aggressive, and pushy song and dance that's found at the average car dealership? Then Stivers Ford is here to show you a better way. Their knowledgeable and courteous sales staff, the largest Ford inventory in Alabama, and of course, price. At Stivers Ford in Montgomery, Price sells cars. 4000 Eastern Boulevard at the Troy Highway, or check out their inventory online at stiversfordofmontgomery.com.
The blowout at Marguerite's is on. Door busters. We got lab-grown 5-carat diamond bracelets, $16.50. Half-carat diamond stud earrings, lab-grown, $99. 1-carat diamonds, $4.99 in a 14-carat mounting. You got to be kidding me. Every single item in the store has a crazy whack-out price, and our inventory is better than ever. We're ready for Christmas, and you can lay away to Christmas Eve. Don't miss the blowout at Marguerite's. The early bird catches the diamond.
Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air rallies for you. No matter the problem, Dixie will tackle it. Their licensed and trusted electricians, plumbers, air and garage door technicians are ready to win for you. From toilets to garbage disposals, circuit breakers to HVAC systems, Dixie never fumbles. Don't throw away your hard-earned money on second-string contracting companies. Score big with Dixie. After all, they are your biggest fan. Visit calldixie.com or dial them up locally at 262-2946.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with our clinic and take advantage of our physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solutions service. Experience elevated physical therapy today. Call Phoenix Physical Therapy at 239-9316. That's 239-9316. The Destin Connection Seafood Market offers the freshest seafood direct from the Gulf of Mexico with deliveries daily. Snapper, grouper, pompano, flounder, copia, along with medium, large, and jumbo shrimp, hand-picked crab meat, and chucked oysters. They can even cook your order for easy, quick pickup. The Destin Connection can make a po' boy with any of their seafood items that folks in New Orleans rave about. Go by and see them at 3750 Norman Bridge Road or call 288-4272 for pickup orders.
Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Prattville, where Price sells cars. 1 hour in, one more to go. And I think, Barry, around this time, I kind of slide out, and then the Phantom comes in.
The Phantom time is here. Time to, once again, late in the year now, not much Phantom time left, to welcome in the Phantom. It's presented by Kenny and the staff at River Region Straw. Call or text Kenny at 669-5959. That's 669-5959. You're not buying sticks and stems and pine cones. You're buying premium long needle pine straw. They have access to the best pine straw in the River region, full of color that'll last all season long. Locations in Montgomery, in Prattville, in Auburn as well. No order is too big or too small. Plus, they have that seasoned firewood for the cold days and nights ahead. Pickup is available. Your order can be delivered. They can even spread your pine straw if you like. Call or text Kenny today at 669-5959 at River Region Straw. For years now, they have been sponsoring the Phantom here on Longshore and McKnight, presented by Bud Light. Phantom is in position. Let's go, Phantom.
Man.
First of all, gotta say, that is maybe the best looking jacket I've ever seen in my life.
Well, it's a little chilly today, Barry, so I thought I'd wear a jacket up here. My good friends from Budweiser, of course, a great sponsor of this program, and I thought I'd wear the Budweiser sport coat today, holiday weekend. I know a lot of folks enjoying family and friends with a Bud or Bud Light, and got the Budweiser sport coat on today. How about
Very
that?
well done.
Yeah.
Love
This has
that.
been a conversation piece for many a year.
Yes,
you
it
can imagine.
has. I can definitely imagine.
Yeah.
King of beers.
King of beers. And so we're going to sport the Budweiser sport coat today as we go over our picks, Barry. And of course, been on a little roll, been a good season so far. But in this business, you don't gloat, you don't, talk about what you've done. It's all about what you're going to do.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And when you have a little hiccup here and there, when you maybe make a mistake or two, you don't run to the sidelines and try to trip somebody. You own up to it.
Own
right?
up, exactly. Look, it's out there for the world to see.
Yeah.
So you've got to own up to it. But anyway, feeling pretty good about what we've done so far. Good week last week, above 500 for the year.
Yeah.
And this is a big weekend, Barry. They call it rivalry week.
Big Phantom.
Big. But you can't let emotion take over. Even though it's rivalry week, you got to be clear-headed, level-headed, be smart about your money.
Wait a minute. Are you counseling some people who live and bleed orange and blue, or cannot live without that crimson and white, to maybe either delve into a little bit more than just your heart, or just take a pass altogether?
Take a pass. Don't let emotion get involved. Baby. I see it every year. I'm not about to bet against my team. Okay, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, you keep thinking that way,
dream.
you're going to keep getting those Christmas cards from your man.
Yeah, exactly.
Haven't heard from you in a while.
It is a business decision, not an emotional decision.
Speaking of business decision, for us, it is purely for entertainment purposes only. We do not condone any type of illegal gaming here on the Phantom segment presented by River Region Straw.
Yep.
Plus, each game, and they're the Phantom 4.
Yep.
Each game is selected, is presented in order of kickoff.
Very important.
Which is important, not just for those 11 o'clock games, but also on this week's sheet, as a matter of fact. Let's get this thing going,
Okay.
Phantom, just
Let's
to
do
give
it.
you an example of paying attention to kickoff times. We start our Phantom Premium 4 this afternoon.
Yes, we do.
We're going with a Friday game, 2:30, ABC. Bob Wischusen, Lewis Riddick, and Chris Budden will be in Oxford, Mississippi, Phantom, for a
Yes.
2:30 kick today in the Egg Bowl between Mississippi State and Ole Miss.
Very, very important. I'm glad that you pointed that out. This game is this afternoon, 2:30. So make a note of that. Yep, the Egg Bowl. Now, coming off of a brutal loss at Florida that knocked Ole Miss out of the college football playoff contention, I find it hard to believe beating an arch rival is going to be a consolation prize. Jackson Dart, the Rebel quarterback, must shake off a poor performance late in Gainesville that ultimately sealed the upset. Still the Egg Bowl, and the Bulldogs are 4-0 against the spread as an underdog of 20 points or more under first-year coach Jeff Levy, who was the offensive coordinator under Kiffin in 2020-2021.
That's one of the reasons why he was welcomed back, because he knows the state of Mississippi.
He sure does.
Good point, Phantom.
Now, how about this, Barry? Ole Miss is 4-0 straight up and against the spread as a favorite of 21 or more points this season. But none of those were against conference foes.
Okay.
This just seems like too many to lay in a rivalry, especially coming off the type of deflating loss the Rebels just suffered. Barry, 26.5, way too many
Way
points.
too many.
We are taking the Bulldogs and the 26.5 later today in Oxford. It's the Egg Bowl.
In an early game. And bear in mind what he said here, people. Is the chance to beat your arch rival truly a consolation prize? I know this pick came early, but we may visit that particular phrase a little bit later.
You might be on to something.
Maybe.
Possibly could be
Okay.
the case.
So one is in our Phantom 4. Our next game is actually tomorrow, but it's early.
Yes, it
Kickoff
is.
time, 11 in the morning from Death Valley 2 in Clemson, South Carolina. Another rivalry game that doesn't have any impact in the conference, where South Carolina takes on Clemson, who opened as a 2.5-point home favorite. Now the Phantom tells me, he slipped me a little Post-it note and says now the line has swelled to Clemson -3.
Yeah, sure has. Something's going on, but I'm not concerned. Let me tell you why. South Carolina, Barry, is arguably the hottest team in the SEC to this point. Won 5 in a row.
Look it up.
The Gamecocks averaged 218.5 yards rushing per game in their last 4 weeks. And Clemson's run defense has been hit or miss. More miss lately. South Carolina is 8-3 against the spread this season, including 4-1 ATS as an underdog. Dabo Swinney's squad has been a little shaky in recent weeks. You might have noticed.
Well, if you haven't, I guarantee you the Phantom has.
Yeah. Clemson is 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games. Allowing Virginia, the Cavaliers, to score 31 points, losing to Louisville, and a 4-point win over Pitt. Those 3 games have not aged very well in Clemson, South Carolina. Tiger quarterback Cade Klubnik, in 3 games against Louisville, Virginia Tech, and Pitt, has averaged 5.5 yards per pass attempt. I'll repeat that. 5.5 yards per pass attempt. If you think about that over the course of the season, that would be one of the worst marks in the country.
That's just nickel and diamond down the field.
All aboard. The Gamecocks train is leaving the station. Upset alert. We can see South Carolina winning this game outright. We're going to take the 3, sure, but don't be surprised if South Carolina wins outright.
How about that? Great phrase. Phantom says that those last 4 wins by Clemson haven't aged very well.
No.
They certainly haven't aged as well as that Budweiser Sport Cup.
Woo, you better believe it.
Promise you that.
Still fits today as it did
It's-
25 years ago.
It still looks good.
still fits me good.
No question.
Yeah, I actually
right.
wore this to a party a couple of weeks ago, Barry. We had a little Phantom surprise birthday party. That wasn't mine.
I was about to say, yeah.
And kind of a dress up, and I wore this. It was a big hit. Okay.
Now, 2 in, 2 to go.
Yep.
We've stayed in the Southeast for the first couple.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on out to the West Coast.
Oh, yeah.
This is interesting because tomorrow afternoon at 2:30, you'll see Brad Nessler. You'll see Gary Danielson. You won't see enough of Jenny Dell
No.
as Notre Dame takes on USC on CBS. Notre Dame on the road in the land of the Trojans.
That's right.
7.5 favorite.
That's exactly right,
Surprised,
Barry.
Phantom?
Yeah, I am kind of
All right.
surprised. But let's look into this. Let's peel the layers back.
Layers of the onion.
Yeah.
It's another phantomism.
The Fighting Irish have been quietly dominant since losing to Northern Illinois. You remember that? Remember when they lost to Northern Illinois?
How in the world?
Notre Dame has won 9 in a row. 9 in a row. And the Irish have the nation's longest point spread win streak at 8 in a row. They
Which
are
is probably
cashing.
even more important than winning 9 games in a row straight up.
Yeah, they are cashing some tickets. I can promise you that. Only one of those 9 straight up wins did not come by at least 18 points. The defense has now allowed 14 points in or less in 6 straight games.
Did not know that.
This is why we find the Irish laying over a touchdown on the road at Southern Cal. I mean, that's some very impressive numbers I just threw at
That
you.
is. And to be honest, I had no idea.
But a couple of phrases come to mind here when I think about all this. Let's hold on. Let's tap the brakes. Words of the wolf, folks. Who has Notre Dame played?
Oh, let's just pull that card out of the deck, Phantom, and just
Boom.
lay it,
Lay it
right
on the
out
table.
there.
Pitiful competition. Look, I got to give the Trojans a little bit of respect here. Their only home loss this season was to Penn State, and that was in overtime. The Trojans keep it close here, Barry, and are able to cover the 7.5.
Did not see that coming.
Yes, we're taking Southern Cal at home in the Coliseum in LA. Best competition that Notre Dame might have played so far. We're grabbing the points. I'm not calling for the outright upset,
No.
but I am taking the 7.5 in the Southern Cal.
All right. All right. There we go. Now, I guess the kidding's pretty much over with.
It's pretty much over. We're getting serious now.
Time for the rubber to meet the road here.
Yep.
The Iron Bowl, Phantom.
Tomorrow.
2:30 tomorrow afternoon. Sean McDonough, Greg McElroy,
Yeah, what's up with that?
Molly McGrath in Tuscaloosa, where Alabama is favored and obviously should be. 11.5 is the current line, Phantom. What do you think?
Okay, Barry. Tell me if you've heard something like this recently. Coming off a brutal loss at Oklahoma that knocked Alabama out of the college football playoff contention, I find it hard to believe beating an arch rival is going to be a consolation prize.
We heard that in the Phantom synopsis of Ole Miss, Mississippi State. The beating of an arch rival, doubtful that it's a consolation prize after a devastating win the week before. It was true in Oxford. Is it true in Tuscaloosa?
I wonder, Barry, I think the mental side of this game, Bama losing at Oklahoma, losing out on their college football playoff opportunities, looking at some worthless, meaningless bowl game that maybe half the team opt-outs on. I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough environment in Tuscaloosa, but they do have a game they've got to play tomorrow.
Yeah, the legislature told them that.
Yeah, they got to do that. It's Bama head coach Kalen DeBoer. He's got his work cut out getting this team mentally ready to play against Auburn. And I know how crazy that sounds.
In the Iron Bowl?
But in this environment in which we live in now, 12-team playoff, I don't know. I'm a little suspect about it. Now, the Tigers are sky high after their overtime win against Texas A&M last week. Quarterback Peyton Thorne and running back Jarquez Hunter are at the tops of their game. Auburn is looking to become bowl eligible. Win and they get a bowl game.
That's right.
Bama does, though, Barry, I believe, have the depth advantage here. And playing at home in Tuscaloosa is a big plus.
Huge.
They've been on a nice little winning streak against Auburn there recently. But, Barry, this game's going to be tight all afternoon long. And the Tide will find a way to win, but they will not cover the spread. 11.5, way too many. We like Alabama winning this game 27-21. That's a 6-point win, but not covering the 11.5.
Ooh, I don't know when I've seen a stronger card from the Phantom in his Phantom 4. And again, it starts this afternoon. Maybe with a little luck and a little judicious investment, maybe you can afford a sport coat that looks as fly as the Phantoms does right here. Again, starts this afternoon, today, as we recap, Phantom.
Real quick recap. We like Mississippi State catching 26.5 at Ole Miss. Too many points. We think State can get under that number. We like South Carolina catching 3 at Clemson. Might win the game outright, but we're taking the 3 just in case. We like Southern Cal at home against Notre Dame catching 7.5.
Right.
And we like Auburn catching 11.5 at Tuscaloosa. Another dog day. We're like a lot of dogs
4
here.
dogs.
We're in the dog business, it sounds like, because we really like the dogs this week. So there you have it.
All brought to you by Kenny and the staff at River Region Straw. Call them up, 669-5959. The Phantom has spoken. Woo! We've got a lot more still to come. Here live from Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville, Alabama, in conjunction with Yellowhammer News. It's Longshore and McKnight, presented by Bud Light.
Yeah.
Shopping for a budget-friendly, reliable used car, or maybe a stunning new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram? Well, in Prattville, it's always a process that starts with the team of professionals from Stivers CDJR. Thanks to years of experience helping others in the local community enjoy premium service, low prices, and access to a wealth of amazing new and used cars, it's safe to say that Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is the name to beat in Prattville. But hey, just don't take my word for it. Experience the Stivers difference for yourself. Prices that will not be beat, a huge inventory, and knowledgeable, helpful sales associates. See why so many happy car and truck buyers shop at Stivers CDJR, where price spells cars and trucks on Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
All guests of Longshore McKnight appear on the City of Montgomery guest hotline. Check out the most interesting and informed personalities in sports covering Auburn, Alabama, Troy, ASU, and all the major teams from across the country. John and Barry have the best guests brought to you by the City of Montgomery. To find out everything you need to know that is going on in the capital city, check out montgomeryal.gov. That's montgomeryal.gov, the capital of dreams.
Enjoy all the food, drink, fun, and winning at Victoryland. An elevated entertainment value, the best overall casino experience, and the highest jackpot payouts makes Victoryland the place to be. Go to Victoryland.com to find out more about their incredible giveaways, daily promotions, and free play opportunities. 777 Casino, simulcast thoroughbred and greyhound racing are all within a short drive from anywhere in the Southeast. Victoryland, I-85, exit 22, Shorter, Alabama. At Victoryland, you can be a winner too.
All right, Bear, we're back here live at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. $250 free play at Victoryland today, beginning at 11 a.m. So you got plenty of time to get out to Victoryland and enjoy their great food, fun, and winning. You can be a winner too at Victoryland with $250 free play throughout the day. You could be one of the big winners of that promotion here on this Friday.
We are here on this Friday at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville. Before we go to Ralph Michaels from Wager Talk in the Gold Sheet, quick question here.
Yep.
Had you ever met Bill Battle before?
I have, Barry, when he was the AD at Alabama. His son was in school when I was in school in the 80s. But yes, I had him. Great man.
Passed away yesterday at the age of 82. Of course, impacted college athletics on 3 different levels. As a coach, he was at Tennessee for a successful period of time. Couldn't beat Alabama. He was the athletic director at Alabama during a very successful period of time. And virtually everything that we see right now on the business side in terms of licensing, that was Bill Battle.
It was.
Passed away. Certainly had his impact on so many people and so many facets of this industry. We are certainly saddened to hear about that.
Yep, officially licensed product.
Yes.
That was the kind of the logo and the kind of term that they used. And when you buy a jersey or something like that, it's got that logo on it. The university gets a little piece of it. So, yep, Bill Battle was the originator of that. All right, Ralph Michaels, our friend from Wager Talk and the Gold Sheet, joining us as he does each and every Friday during the football season. Ralph, first and foremost, hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining us today.
I did. And while you guys were talking, I actually find myself logging in early and earlier because you are so entertaining. And if you don't mind, if I could quantify 2 statements that you made when you were going through your rundowns.
Love
First,
it. Anytime.
You talked about this being a big dog week. Well, how about this? Week number 12 is rivalry week. We know that. So it makes sense the dog's covered. If you blindly, the last 4 years, bet every conference dog that lost to their opponent, that's it. Game number 12, you're a conference dog and you lost your last game to that opponent, you are 63% against the spread. That is just a remarkable number without any parameters. And then the second thing I want to quantify, when you were talking about Notre Dame, I want to share with you the pass offenses they have faced this year.
Okay.
Army, number 134. Virginia, 59. Florida State, 115. Navy, 134. Georgia Tech, 56. Stanford, 110. In their last 6 games, they haven't faced a top 50 pass offense. USC, by the way, number 13.
Lucky 13 this week. Lucky 13. I love it, Ralph.
It's one of the great things we love about Ralph Michaels. Sure, he's opinionated. Surely he has some strong thoughts, but everything is backed up by the numbers.
There's no doubt.
Research is unparalleled.
It is
fantastic. Guys, can we sort of change up? And I want to go into our put on my teaching cap and just go over one little quick scenario for game number 12.
Okay,
ready? We know that any team in college football, be it the worst teams in college football, Kent State or New Mexico State, be it Troy, be it Florida Atlantic, you come into the season and your goal is to get to a bowl. What do you need to get to a bowl? You need to get to 6 wins.
Correct.
So in here, when we get into game number 12 and teams are 5 and 6, people think, oh, this team is motivated to get a 6th win and get to a bowl. But let's break down those numbers real quick.
I'd love it.
When you are at home as the favorite and you have 5 wins, you're 5 and 6 against an opponent that is already bowl eligible. So all these situations are teams that are 5 and 6 against a team that is already in the bowl. If you're a home favorite like Michigan State or Wisconsin, you've covered 54% going back to 2010. So we're talking 14 years of sample size. So a slight lean. If you're a home dog like Cincinnati or ULM, you have only covered 41.2%. So you're the worst team You're at home. You have pressure in front of your home fans to try to get a bowl-eligible fifth win. It doesn't happen, folks. Away teams as a favorite, it's only happened once. Kansas is in that role. But listen to this. 5 and 6 teams that are an away dog in Game 12, like NC State, Auburn, and Oregon State, 68% against the spread since 2012. So look to fade home dogs with 5 wins. Look to play on away dogs with 5 wins.
I like it,
I
Ralph.
love it. How about that? That'll knock you
I
out.
like it. Yeah, no kidding. Well, there's a couple of games I did want to get your thoughts about. This is a
too.
huge rivalry game. I don't ever remember the point spread being this I don't want to say out of whack, this large. Ohio State laying 19.5. Has this game ever had a spread that big between Michigan and Ohio State?
I'm looking it up as we speak.
Doesn't
Ohio
seem
State in 2014, 10 years ago, was a 21-point favorite. They won that game by 14. In 2008, Ohio State was a 20-point favorite. They won the game 42-17. So since 1997, they've been in this range twice. I broke down this game, and obviously Ohio State has to win, but margin doesn't matter. I can see them if they get into a comfortable 14-point lead. Yes, Ryan Day has to win. He has more pressure on anyone, any coach there is. If he loses to Ohio State, he's likely not here next year. How crazy that sounds. You lose 4 regular season games, and that's enough to knock you out of a coaching job. But the John Cooper situation was almost not quite the same as this. But I break down Ohio State's offense and Ohio State's defense, and Ohio State is a slow starter on offense. They're averaging a touchdown in the first quarter against a bunch of weak foes. Michigan wants to run the ball. Ohio State's rush defense has greatly improved. I don't want to go full game because if they get up big, again, I think they could rest some players in the fourth quarter, but I really do like under 9.5 the first quarter. 2 intense rivals trying to establish the run game. Both teams have proven they get off to a slow start. So I know everyone doesn't have access to a first quarter bet, but I think that's the best value in this game.
Yeah, I like that too. That is pretty good. Oh, and I do know some people that do have access to first quarter bets.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I think we just heard from him. Now, I'm going to ask you about this one because there's so many peripheral things that I'm trying to figure out whether you discount them, whether it's a factor, and you're the guy to ask. This one between Texas and Texas A&M has so many different angles to it. They haven't played in a long, long time. A&M has a chance to play in the SEC championship game. They've never done that. Texas has a chance to do it in their very first year. And the Aggies don't want that. There's a lot to be said for, Texas and what they've done so far. But again, Texas A&M had a very disappointing loss last week. What's important in this matchup, Ralph?
Guys, and I've waffled on a few games. This is a game that I truly, honestly just went back and forth, and I didn't know which way I'm going to go. You look at Texas, their only loss at home against Georgia, and that was just sort of a coming to Jesus moment. They weren't accustomed to those big games. They had pressure in front of their home crowd. But again, when you see them go on the road, yes, they beat Michigan 31-12, and they beat Oklahoma 34-3. But that was more a bad Oklahoma team. The last couple games they've gone on the road, they went to Vanderbilt. They only won by 3. They went to Arkansas. They won by 10. And the thing that I think may keep them in this game is you're looking at, now a quarterback that is semi-mobile. And again, Arkansas had a semi-mobile quarterback. They kept the claim close. Vanderbilt had a mobile quarterback. They kept the game close. So I do sort of lean under. Texas's defense has been elite. They have held 5 opponents to a season low this year. And if you look at season averages, and to me, there's such a disparity in strength of schedule that I think yards per game is such a fake stat. You could say you're the number 1 defensive team, like Notre Dame's pass defense. Yeah, you're number 1, but look who you've played. You haven't played a top 50 opponent. So I like looking at what a team does against an opponent's average. And this Texas team is number 2 in defense. They're holding foes to 136 yards per game under their average. A&M's averaging 417. So that has me leaning the under. But A&M's defense has been pretty good too. They're number 4. Their last 2 games, they held New Mexico State again. I understand it's New Mexico State to a number 3 season low. And on offense, they put up a season high against Auburn. So I'm going to lean Texas, but the slightest of leans.
I'm with you there, Ralph. No doubt. Ralph Michaels, Wager Talk, and the Gold Sheet. Ralph, I think you kind of tipped us off a little bit about maybe which side you like here, but I know our viewers and our listeners would love for you to break down the Iron Bowl tomorrow in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, an 11.5-point favorite taking on arch rival Auburn.
Yeah, I am with you. You know, a dog with me in this situation. And you know what? You know, trends and angles and systems are fun, but you're never going to base a play on that. But I'll tell you what, the trend I talked about with 5-win teams that are playing for their entire bowl lives, and you're a dog, that means those late touchdowns, you can come back and you continue to play till the very end. And that's why they cover those games as a dog. But if you're, you know, like we said, if you're a home dog, it's a different situation. So to me, again, Auburn statistically is a better team than Alabama if you look at yards per play diff, which is pretty amazing to say. Again, they are minus 11 turnovers, but what have we seen the last couple games? Well, let's see. They were plus 1 turnover against Missouri, close game. Right. Plus 1 turnover against Kentucky, they lose. Against Alabama, against Vanderbilt, they were minus a turnover. That led to the loss. And then ULM, they beat, and A&M, they were even. So as long as they don't implode and beat themselves, I actually think they do have a shot to pull the upset here.
I hear you, Ralph, no doubt. Is there a game we're overlooking? Is there something this weekend, today, tomorrow, that we need to keep an eye on?
Yeah, you know, let me pull you up. Let's talk about Colorado today. You know, Colorado off that horrible loss. And, you know, Sanders had said, I'm glad we're playing on a short week, because there's a lot of coaches that say that. You want to get back into your routine. You don't want to wait and let the kids stew for a few days. So with the short week, he was allowed to get back into it. Now, I rarely play into this type of situation. In the summer, Oklahoma State was a 3-point favorite. That is a 20-point swing in 12 college football games. It shows you how much Colorado has improved from their summer expectations. It shows you how much Oklahoma State has failed in their expectations in this season. But, you know, Colorado is an actual release for me. They sit in a 4-way tie at 6-2. They're playing on Friday, so they're not scoreboard watching. I think that's important because a lot of kids start looking at the scoreboard if you're tied there. If this team loses and we win, you're playing Friday. All you have to do is take care of business. The Buffalo's number 2 in Big 12 in rushing. Oklahoma State's defense is number 13. Deion Sanders, as the head coach, 7-1-1 against the spread off a loss.
Oh, wow.
Oklahoma State's defense has allowed 5 of their last opponents to gain a season high, and they are last, allowing 120 yards per game more than their opponent's average. And here's a system for you. Teams that have lost the last 3 meetings, including being a favorite in the last game, and they're now a favorite of 6 or more. So Colorado has lost 3 straight to Oklahoma State. Colorado was a small favorite last year. And now with triple revenge, they're a favorite of 6 or more. How about 84-44, 67% against the spread? Don't be afraid to lay it on Black Friday. Oh, Colorado minus the points.
Love it. Love it. Ralph Michaels, Wager Talking the Gold Sheet. Ralph, let our viewers and listeners know how they can get more involved with what you guys do there at Wager Talking the Gold Sheet.
Well, if you ever wanted to try me out, we have a great Thanksgiving special for me or any cappers, including the Gold Sheet at Wager Talk. $69 for 7 days, all sports. A great time to take care of that package. And make sure you follow me on Twitter/X at CalSportsLV.
Wonderful stuff. Great to hear from you. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. We can't wait to talk with you again soon, Ralph.
Hey, Barry, did you write down my Troy basketball score from last Monday? It was damn close.
I did. That was awesome.
Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
You too, buddy. Ralph Michaels, Wager Talk, and the Gold Sheet. Great information.
Yeah.
They're really, really good as always. But, man, rivalry week, he was knocking it out. Bob from Pike Road has hit the chat room.
Thank goodness.
With an Iron Bowl score. He has made his prediction.
Yep.
We want to see your predictions on our chat line. Go ahead and do it. You can also email us longshoreandmcknight@gmail.com. Get your Dreamland pick threes in as well. Those are rolling in today as well for a chance to win a $50 Dreamland gift card.
Now, don't be trying to pull, hey, I'm mailing mine in. I'm emailing mine in Friday morning. I got Memphis to win the game outright against Tulane. No, we know what this week's all about. It's a long week. We're time stamping them and all that. But yeah, $50 worth of Dreamland barbecue at stake in our Dreamland Pick 3. More to come in a moment. We're live at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Cobbs Ford Road, Prattville, in association with Yellowhammer News. It's Longshore and McKnight presented by Bud Light.
Capitol Hill on the RTJ Golf Trail is set along the Alabama River in Prattville. 3 18-hole championship courses await any level of golfer. Fall is the perfect time to enjoy great weather and pristine course conditions. Bring your foursome and enjoy all the big games in the clubhouse while enjoying great food and beverages in the grill. Capitol Hill also has a fully stocked pro shop with all the latest equipment and apparel. The 2025 trail cards are on sale now. Get discounts on green fees and merchandise all year. Buy early and save. For more information, go to rtjgolf.com/Capitol Hill or call 382-9787.
This is YHN News. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm Scott Chambers. Law enforcement agencies across the Yellowhammer State are working together to make sure everyone stays safe on the roads throughout the week of Thanksgiving. Through Sunday, December 1st, ALEA troopers will conduct highly visible enforcement details such as driver's license checkpoints and LiDAR operations. The Thanksgiving holiday typically sees hundreds of vehicle deaths over the 4-day holiday weekend. There's growing concern about shortage of air traffic controllers this holiday season. United Airlines has come out and essentially blasted the job the FAA is doing in staffing those air traffic controllers, saying that almost 343,000 of its travelers have been disrupted by delays and cancellations, long taxi times, and longer in-flight times. I'm Scott Chambers. You are listening to YHN News.
Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air has teamed up for the 4th year with the Food Bank of East Alabama and Montgomery Area Food Bank in an effort to reduce the high percentage of food insecurity within the Montgomery and Auburn communities. For every new Dixie Cares Plan membership that is purchased, Dixie will be donating 7 meals to partnered food banks. Last year alone, Dixie donated 13,356 meals. Our goal for 2024 is 15,000. Thank you for choosing Dixie and for helping us make a difference within our community.
Local banking expertise, the newest innovations and technology, personal attention, genuine hospitality. It's all just part of the Riverbank and Trust difference. They invite you to experience it for yourself. Welcome to banking above and beyond at Riverbank and Trust. Locations throughout the River region, locations throughout the state of Alabama. River Bank and Trust.
Here on a Friday. Really appreciate all of the comments, the chats, the emails. Make sure your Dreamland Pick 3's in before your first game kicks. Now, Bob from Pike Road is back with a prediction. Barry, I want to see some predictions from Danny from Margaritaville, Kurt, Curtis, JR. I need a prediction from you, JR. No doubt about it. Chris the Bammer, like to get a prediction from him. That would be kind of nice.
Danny's asking for Robbie's Iron Bowl pick.
Yeah, Robbie, come on.
I don't know that Robbie's. I don't know that Robbie's happy with us right now because we have spent a lot of time talking about Alabama's embarrassing loss last week, and it's time, according to Robbie, it's time to look ahead. Real Bama fans are looking forward. Okay, I got that.
Yep.
I got it. All right, Bob. Let's see. Bob has been off with the kids, which much
very
respect
good
for
job,
that.
Bob.
Yeah, good for that. Bob, he did say that the game last Saturday was an absolute disaster. That's the first time that he has mentioned the word disaster with another program.
Without pasture.
In this state.
Yeah.
Bob says Bama 27, Auburn 13 is the final. 27-13, Bama by 2 touchdowns.
Phantom had what, 27-21?
Something like that. Bob says that again, the last game was an absolute disaster. But playing at home should right the ship tomorrow. So,
well, I wonder what the fan base is going to be like, Barry. They're going to be lethargic, and they're going to be kind of like, well, I guess we got to go. You know, we're out
if
of the
I'm
playoff.
just saying, if we're losing to the Obs, I'm signing off on that. Bob from Pike Road said it was the worst loss since the Shula era.
Well, you got to narrow that down a little bit more for us, Bob. Well, there's a lot of games in the Shula era that weren't real good. You're talking about Iron Bowls?
But there weren't a whole lot of losses at all in the Saban era. Was there a worse loss in the Saban era? Again, with all of the factors. I mean, the ULM game.
Yep.
I think the ULM game was a worse loss.
Probably
than losing to Oklahoma.
But,
it was at home. It was ULM.
And they've lost a couple of games prior to that one.
Well, it's difficult because you figure, all right, okay, as shocking and earth-shattering as it was, the Vanderbilt loss, I mean, those things happen.
Sure.
But this is 2 losses this year to 2 5-loss teams.
That's why I can't understand why people think Alabama legitimately has a chance to make the playoff. And you've lost to 2 teams with 5 losses, not going to happen.
Is it just making the playoff? Is it just to have that feather in your cap? Because, okay, let's just say, and it's not going to happen, but let's just say they make the playoff.
Yep.
They going far? I mean, are they poised?
No way.
For a historic run to a championship? I don't see it. So, yeah. Chris says, I smell an upset. The Aubs are on a roll. Milroe is spiraling down. 34-30 Aubs. Man, that hurts to say. Somebody has gotten a hold of Chris the Banner's
I think so. Is that
YouTube account.
really Chris? We've got Robbie from Greenville. He's got his prediction in. We got Chris the Bammer you just mentioned.
Yeah, Robbie, his prediction, he's got, well, this is not a prediction. He says Elba, Highland Home, and Houston Academy play in the 1A, 2A, and 3A semifinals.
Thank you for that high school playoff update. He's got Alabama winning 28-17.
I really think Auburn keeps it close with a running game, but Alabama forces a couple of turnovers. Offense for Bama will play a lot better, which is not hard to do.
Yeah, they better play better.
Yeah.
Before we get to Mary Ann from out at Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry, tell us more about the pre-Thanksgiving. Well, actually, it's the post-Thanksgiving blowout sale now.
That's right.
For 2 more days. Let's get that Victoryland 777 topic wheel up. I know there's several things we wanted to get to today. Look at that. The board is up, locked and ready to go. Let's spin that thing a couple of times, Durham, before we get to Mary Ann.
Yes.
See what pops up first on the wheel. And Barry, it is
too soon.
Too soon. Too soon. When do you put out your Christmas decorations?
They're already out.
Are they?
Well, I mean, trees up.
Ooh.
We got when we're on the air on Monday, and I'm in my home studio, you'll notice there's a big tree up, there's a ceramic tree up, there's boughs of holly and all that. Might have been there.
Yeah.
This week has been the week.
Yeah, and I've seen some others as well. Several weeks ago. I'm just not. I got to let December get here. I got to flip the calendar before I can even think about my Christmas decoration.
I remember talking with my grandmother
Yeah.
years ago, and they put their Christmas decorations up like 2 or 3 days beforehand when she was a little girl. 2 or 3 days
before Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 or 3 days before Christmas. Like on the 21st, you put out, I mean, you had real trees. You go out and you chop down a tree.
That's right.
Kind of like what the Griswolds did. You go out, find one, chop it down, drag it up, sparse as heck, you know, put a couple of bulbs on there and you're good.
Yeah.
And then, you know, that night you put your socks out, and it weren't stockings, they're socks, you know, with the athletic stripes on the side in the early 70s and everything. Tube socks. Yeah, that was me. And you had maybe some walnuts, maybe a couple of candy canes.
That's right.
And of course, I grew up in Central Florida, so there were tangerines and oranges all over the place.
A lot of
So there
yeah, I
was
might remember Barry being like the 10th of December when we would put our stuff up when I was little, a little boy. But yeah, now, man, people are putting it up way sooner.
Now at his house, there's more decorations for December 23rd.
True. Yeah, don't forget about that.
than
You're
there
right.
are for
Thanks for bringing
December
that up.
25th.
Hey, let's check in with our good friend Mary Ann out at Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry, 8163 Vaughn Road in Pepper Tree.
You don't think Mary Ann is into the spirit right now?
Yeah.
Check her
We are
out.
in the spirit. We are ready for Christmas. I know we've got our decorations up. We've had them up, I think, since, we got rid of trick-or-treaters and we were bringing in the Christmas trees. But we are ready. It is Black Friday. We would definitely love to have everybody shop local with us. And again, we are unveiling, if you saw it on social media before, our $99 14 karat white or yellow gold initial necklace. I've got one on. I don't know if you can see it, but if you can't, that's all the more reason to come into Marguerite's and see it, or look at our social media page. We are here and ready. We've got lots of stuff. We're ready to wrap your gift. I'm at the gift wrap station. We've got one already set up to make sure we can get people in and out. We realize that your time is important, but if you want to take the time, we are here to stay and help you look around the cases and make sure we find that perfect gift.
Well, they're there for you to help. And of course, their expertise. A lot of people just don't know what they want or what their loved one might want. And that's why the sales associates at Marguerite's are so good, so well-versed in the jewelry business. They know it. And of course, hometown people there working with you at Marguerite's, open 7 days a week, extended hours during the holiday season. And Mary Ann, not only are we kicking off with the $99 specials for Christmas, but there are 2 more days left in the Thanksgiving blowout sale today and tomorrow.
You don't want to miss out on it. You've got 2 more days. If you haven't made it, if you've got some time off for Thanksgiving, come in. You don't want to miss out on these deals. Like I said before, it's better than employee pricing, so don't miss out on that. We have layaway that you can have until Christmas to make sure you get that perfect gift for the person on your list. Or, you know what, like some of the ladies are doing for themselves. If you buy it for yourself, you know you'll like it. So, again, you can put stuff on layaway for yourself or for the person you love, and we can get it ready for you at Marguerite's.
Just to confirm, one final thing. That beautiful necklace that you've got around your neck, $9?
$99.
Yes. Does that
And it comes
every year?
with the chain. Honestly, the chain is, if we were to weigh it in gold weight, especially with the cost of gold these days, it's more than $99. Honestly, I don't know how he does it, but he just wants to, again, it's a tradition. We have people that come in every year for our $99 special. They ask me, starting around when people are getting ready and putting out the ghosts and goblins for Halloween, what's your Christmas special going to be? Well, this year he knocked it out of the park with natural diamonds, 14 karat white or yellow gold, initial, which is very on trend right now, a necklace. I've had lots of people give me compliments on it, and you kind of give them a wink like, you'll be able to get it soon. But today's the first day you're able to get it, and $99, guys. Less than $100, you get 14 karat white or yellow gold with a natural diamond.
So tell our listeners, our viewers, your hours of operation. I know today and tomorrow are going to be huge, Sunday as well. But I know folks we're going to want to come out and stop by Marguerite's. Tell us about your hours during the Christmas season.
Sure. And we're open Monday through Friday, 10 at least until 6. But if we still got people in the store, we're going to help them. We're not going to kick you out of the door. We're not a big box store. As we get closer to Christmas, it'll get extended to 7. On Saturdays, we're open from 10 to at least 5:30. And yes, that includes tomorrow with the Iron Bowl. So, and well as Sunday, we're open 12 to 5. And again, if you're in here, just cutting it close, give us a call. We're happy to stay a little past 5. So 7 days a week, convenient in the Pepper Tree Shopping Center. Come and meet us. And again, we're here and ready to gift wrap for you.
There we go. That's wonderful,
Great
Mary Ann. Thanks so much. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Mary Ann. 8163 Vaughn Road in Pepper Tree, adjacent to Chappie's Deli. I think we're good on break, so I think we can spin the wheel again.
Well, Robbie has coming up. He says, hey, Robbie's rapid fire. If Alabama wins and gets help, it could get into college football playoff, but Bama doesn't control its own destiny. Still, fans should support DeBoer and the players in the first year, no matter
Thank you,
what.
Robbie.
There
They're
you
not
go.
going to make the playoff. And yes, the Dreamland Pick
Pick
3
three.
is open, Robbie. Get it in, because if you're picking a game today, you got to have it in before today.
That's
Get
exactly
it?
right.
So get
You
that
ain't
in.
gonna get away with it.
LongshoreandMcKnight@gmail.com. Got several. I need to go. Oh, wow. Look at that. I've got to be busy this weekend.
Oh,
That's
yeah. Here
great.
we go. All right,
Okay.
what do we got?
Spin that wheel, Gurn. Let's see what's up next on the Victoryland 777 topic wheel.
Too soon.
Too soon. You like
Never
that?
Too soon.
All right, here we go. And round ball.
Oh, yeah.
Round ball.
Oh,
We got Auburn's come back from Hawaii after winning that tournament. Bama's trying to win the tournament in Vegas, which will be Saturday night.
Yeah.
What's the Trojans up to in round ball?
Trojans actually play in about 4 hours. I'll have the telecast of the finale of the Trojan Turkey tip-off at Trojan Arena. Troy versus the Merrimack College Warriors this afternoon at 1 o'clock at Trojan Arena. Free admission. You can go TroyTrojans.com/tickets. It's great because also today there's plenty of good basketball. Plenty of things to be excited about. But the big day, quite frankly, for basketball is going to be Wednesday.
Yes.
When Alabama and Auburn both play in the ACC Challenge. Tomorrow, Alabama, after the Iron Bowl, you can check them out against in that Vegas deal. That'll be a 6:30 start time tomorrow for Alabama.
So will Bama
as they take on
fans
the Oregon Ducks, who are undefeated.
want to roll into basketball after an Iron Bowl victory, or if they get upset, are they going to be wanting to watch basketball?
Oh, yeah. They'll be saying, well,
we're basketball.
All right, we're a basketball school.
Yeah,
Roll
yeah,
Tide. Here we
yeah.
go.
Okay,
Yeah. That's
all right.
tonight on TNT at 8:30. Also tonight, top 25. Nothing great. Number 6, Houston against San Diego State. That's about it today.
All right.
So there you go.
Let's spin that thing. See if we can spin it a couple more times before we wrap up on this Friday. See what comes up next on the Victoryland 777 topic wheel. Around and around it goes. Where it landed looks like.
There we go.
Rivalry weekend.
Yes.
We know how big it is. Auburn, Alabama. We talked about Southern Cal, Clemson. Is Notre Dame Southern Cal a rivalry?
Yes.
Because sometimes they play this game in October.
This is a great rivalry, I think. I'm
All right.
quite surprised that you say that. There's some South Carolina, Clemson, 2 teams in the top 15. Tennessee, Vanderbilt.
Here's one that caught my attention, Barry. Florida is a 17-point favorite on the road at Florida State.
They're going to win that.
How bad is Florida State?
They're so bad.
Oh,
so incredibly terrible. I think for the first time in years, and I've watched a ton of those games. I was on the sidelines for those games for a lot when I was a kid. I think for the first time, it's not going to be a sellout.
I can see that.
No, Florida State, they are 2-9 and deserve every bit of it. It's Saturday night, 6 o'clock, just for past accomplishments, I guess. It's on ESPN2.
But
you've got to know Billy Napier, and again, Tom Luganville talks about just how negative the Florida fans have been all season long. It's been a real problem. Napier has a chance to boat race his in-state rival. Florida recruiting has picked up. They've taken a few recruits lately from Florida State. If he gets to run it up, he's going to run it up.
So, Barry, the game's in Tallahassee. Everybody's expecting Florida State to lose. They're packing up the equipment. They're done.
Yes.
No postseason for the Seminoles.
Done.
The next game they play inside that stadium will be hosting Alabama to start the season next year.
That'll be in Tallahassee?
That's in
Are
Tallahassee.
you sure it's not in Jacksonville or Orlando?
It's a home
I
and
guess
away.
Alabama has sworn off of the
No more Red
neutral
River
site
shootouts or whatever
Yeah.
that thing was called years ago, Saban's
Yep.
first season. But yeah, it will be Florida State's next game. Will be hosting Alabama to start the 2025 season.
Also, I would be remiss if I didn't mention tomorrow, 1 o'clock,
Yes.
the finale of the year for Troy against Southern Miss tomorrow at 1 o'clock at the Vet.
I'm going to throw a little hint out there, a little tease. Tonight during Lace Up on CBS 8 and ABC 32, you're going to hear some conversation about that game that I think you're going to want to listen to.
Make sure you check that out.
Just
Make
saying.
sure you check out Stivers, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Hey, you're looking for deals on Black Friday? Nobody beats the deals here.
They certainly don't, Barry. 2 more days of the November Black Friday sales event. End of the month as well. So many great things going for you as a consumer. Get the absolute lowest prices here at Stivers. The selection is fantastic, and the sales associates are second to none. Nobody can beat them. Here at Stivers, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Alabama, and the Panhandle of Florida's largest volume Ram truck dealer.
Coming up on Monday, we'll recap it all, including a visit with Tom Luganbill from ESPN. Going to know a lot more about the postseason picture when we're back on the air on Monday. It's in conjunction with Yellowhammer News. It's Longshore and McKnight, presented by Bud Light.